Hey, it's Raph. Happy Pride Month to my dudes, dudettes, and dudexes. That's a thing, right? So I had top surgery just over a year ago, and there were some issues I had with it, and I wanted that fixed. So I had a revision about a month and a half ago, and today we're gonna be talking about how I'm feeling, how I'm looking, and how I'm healing since that revision. So if you're new here and this is one of your first videos of mine that you're bumping into, I'm going to do a quick recap and say that I had my gender affirming top surgery on June 23rd, 2021. I had to remember for a sec what year we're at now. It was a double incision mastectomy with nipple grafts done by Dr. Daniel McKee, and my scars do connect in the middle of my chest because before surgery my breast tissue was mounted pretty close together on my body, so the scars had to go all the way around my chest. And overall my experience from getting top surgery was great, and I felt really good about the results in general. But there were some issues that I had in my 1 month follow-up. Even I felt like there was still some excess fat and tissue that I felt like shouldn't be there, and I did try to mention that, but I also asked would losing weight and would building up muscle, will that fix this? And my surgeon basically agreed that building up my muscle and stuff like that would help, and so I did that. I spent a good amount of time really focusing on my fitness, and I have built a nice amount of muscle on my chest and shoulders and back, and I feel like it has helped to a certain extent, but it still wasn't quite where I wanted it to be, and so I had to book a consultation with my surgeon. And at that consultation, 8 months or so into my recovery from the top surgery, I did tell him, I lost weight, I built muscle, it's still there, I need help. And it did take some advocating, and I kind of feel like I had to really vouch for myself to be able to get it. So I was able to convince him to remove the excess fat and tissue that was left over, that was kind of making my chest fold over to the side. I believe we call those dog ears. Additionally, my scars got really hypertrophic around certain areas, especially along the middle of my chest where the scars met, and a little bit to the side. So I booked my revision for May 5th, 2022, and it was a pretty quick appointment. The appointment itself involved 2 procedures, which was basically the first one being 6 injections along the most hypertrophic parts of my scars, and 2 being removal of that excess fat and tissue to the side. The procedure only really covered one side of my chest, the other side was mostly left untouched, and it does bother me a little bit because there is still a bit of a dog ear on that side, and it kind of is puckering out a little bit now, I think, almost more as I lose weight. I am hoping that if I can build up a bit more muscle and fill in that space a little bit, it might improve. Fingers crossed. At this point though, I don't really see myself bothering with a revision or anything like that. It's really not bothering me anywhere near as much as my right side was bothering me when it was at its worst. But that right side of my chest that I thought was a problem area, it's looking so much better now, and it's feeling a lot more natural. It no longer has that bulge to the side that was making me feel really conscious about it and uncomfortable and sometimes a little bit dysphoric. That doesn't really bother me anymore. It's not perfect. It could be better. It still folds over a little bit when I'm bending over or have my arms down, but it feels like a more natural fold now, and overall I just feel a lot happier with it now, and I feel like I'm not overthinking how far back to pull my shoulders when I'm taking a picture. And then as for the scars themselves, they're looking a lot better. There's still some discoloration that's kind of meh, but I'm not too bothered with it, and I'm feeling a lot more content with it in general, and it's just not sticking out so much anymore. There are some parts that are sticking out a little bit still, but it's just not as bad as it was before, and I'm just happy about that. So since the revision, I think my next steps at this point are to just focus on building up my muscle, bringing down my fat percentage a little bit more, and to just continue on to that road to Dorito body that I'm working on. On top of continuing to work out, I'm gonna continue to do my scar massage. And on the subject of scar care and scar aftercare and stuff like that, I have been eyeing that scar treatment kit that some trans folks have been talking about and using it and having some good results out of it with scars both old and new. I'm pretty tempted to try it out, but I think I'm gonna hold off for now. 1, for financial reasons, and 2, because I think I want to feel out first how my scars and my body heal with a little bit more time. But it is within my radar, and it's something I'm considering eventually. That's it on my revision and the results. If you want to see more videos about my top surgery journey and stuff like that, check out my playlist or scroll through my channel, check out whatever I have on there. If you haven't yet, consider subscribing. I would love that. I would totally appreciate it very much. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers, and if I do, I'm gonna be able to get a community tab and connect with y'all better, and that would be nice, I think, theoretically. Otherwise, hope y'all have a good Pride Month. Bye.